This place first opened way back in 1957. We are inside legendary Lambeau Field here in Green Bay. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. 2-1 loss team set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. Velus Jones now from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Ready. Ultra. Ready.
A first carry from a collegiate star here in Wisconsin. It's Jonathan Taylor. And he'll get this just across the 25-yard line.
Well, there's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Franks. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. That one a first down pickup of 8. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And this will be a Bears first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're open to do it consistently here. Rashawn Gary that time through the line and getting the tackle for loss.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That burst good for 20 and a first down. Working out of the gun, Franks. Throwing over, and it's Taylor on the out route that completes it. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Well, it seems pretty clear on this opening drive that they want to get him involved, not only, Charles, in the run game, but in the pass game as well. And he can be such a weapon for them when they utilize him this way.
And, partner, you know I'm a veteran, right? In other words, that means a little bit older. Back in my day, we used to call a guy like this a workhorse, except he carried the ball all the time. Now they get into him a variety of ways, but you're right. They want to run their offense through him.
They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. On the option to give to Taylor here. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll run here with Taylor. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Jonathan Taylor, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Bears have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau. Santos with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 16. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got his man. It's Bo Melton. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. They run with Jones on 1st down, but he'll struggle here just to get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain. The Packers had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
And right side, they're going to go option here. Rodgers sliding to a stop with a 1st down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. First and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Now Jones. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. On 2nd and goal, Rodgers flush to his right, and he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
This is where good coaching and execution come into play, because down this close, you absolutely don't want to turn it over. Good job keeping that in mind as he escaped, bought time, and decided throwing it away was his best option.
Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. Oh, it was hit at the line of scrimmage and intercepted.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Franks now. He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 33 yards that time. Off the option, here's Taylor. And some room to work. They nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. 3-4 defense, and that O-line really dominated the D-line on that play.
And think of it this way. With a 3-4, you have a natural bubble over each guard because those guys don't have defenders over them. Oftentimes, if you want to run up the middle, they can get upfield and get on the linebackers right now, and that gives the running back a heck of a chance to get into the secondary.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Ready. Ultra.
Again, it's Taylor. And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 29.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The Franks looking to throw. Throw left side complete. Now the ball comes loose. Touchdown. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his 2nd season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. Oh, good-looking return set up here. He's past the 30. He will score. Touchdown. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 64 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. And Taylor, I don't think he got there. No, he did not. Unable to break free, and he's marked short. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call.
And, oh, that is going to be a safety.
I have to think the sooner halftime can get here for them, the better, because that first half has been rough. And that safety, it only adds to their issues. The other sideline, though, I think they're fine if we just skip the break and keep playing.
Taken in at the 11.
Let's go now. Shot 17. Ready?
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Franks. And firing a deep ball for Kmet. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And they'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones, his second touchdown on the season. And the Packers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And the lead is down to 2. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, How about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
On first down, Rodgers. Caught, right side, it's Lewis. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first. He's able to find Melton. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. 5. 50.
To throw, it's Rodgers. That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 23 yards on the play.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. Now they trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. Off the option, it's Jones. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 40 yards on the ground for him so far.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
26.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. And it's a Packers touchdown. Robert Tunyon. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Packers have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And the lead is up to 5. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. Taken from about the 12. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
It's Franks now from the shotgun. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun, Franks. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Jared Reed, his second sack of the night. Here comes the Bears punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's pulled in at the 32. 34 yards on the return, but for a moment looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. Lambeau Field, one of the best home field advantages in the NFL, no doubt. And they're a happy bunch here as the Packers lead 3rd quarter. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Now Rodgers. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Here's Rodgers. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even.
Touchdown! Christian Watson with his first career NFL touchdown. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. They'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on here to punt it away. Fielded at the 20. And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, 26.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Looking for Tunyon on the crosser, and he's got it complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Rodgers now to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears are right back in this football game.
That's a beautiful read there by the safety. It's zone coverage, so he's just going to sit back and watch. He knows he can't get beat deep because he has the end line to protect him. So he can react to everything in front of him, and he makes a great break on the football and comes down with the interception.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible. Give it big credit for his coverage right there because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. The Bears on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Man open, that's Byron Pringle complete. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the 1st, right around the 42.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. 4th down, Frank's going to throw for it. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And he is going to have the Bears 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. A 1st down throw. Here's Franks. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Now Franks. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Got to get to the 26 for a 1st. This is 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Franks. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to get the football here at their own 23. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
Man, to put it mildly, look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. And he'll begin the drive with a give to Jones. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively. To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Looking downfield for Jones. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 65 yards. The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Now Rodgers. And it's a Packers touchdown. Christian Watson. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Packers have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And it will make this a 19-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. No run back here for Jones, a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10, Taylor now. Oh, and that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 79 yards rushing here for Taylor. He's got a 1st down.
Probably wishing that they could have had a few runs like that earlier in the game, now facing this deficit in the 4th. Hard to criticize a run of that magnitude, but they really need those types of runs to go the distance and need bigger plays to try and get back into this one.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
Now his 2nd down throw. Here's Franks. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by the former Bear, Adrian Amos. And the Packers force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit. And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
That'll give them 8 that time, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
He's going to launch this deep for Watson. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Packers. Christian Watson. His 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Things are rocking easy here in the 4th quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt, and here's the biggest one.
guys like you and me, all the media are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2, and that starts to work its way through a team.
And now they're working towards 1-1. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Now from 5 yards further back, this becomes a 37-yard extra point attempt. And that will bump the lead up to 26. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback.
Okay, ready?
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They run once more with Taylor. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game.
Right, 97.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Here we go.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Taylor. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. This game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
So for Green Bay, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans.